Hi, I'm Marsh from StrataGames, and today we are playing some more Pauper. This is Esper Cawgates, so we're taking the traditional Azorius Cawgates shell, and because it's not that hard to splash black with our Citadel Gates and Sea Gates, we're adding cast downs and duresses to the main deck to just get a little bit better removal and obviously hand attack. This also adds some nice black spells to our sideboard, and otherwise looks pretty traditional. We're going to be playing 4 Lorien Revealed, alongside 3 islands, an idyllic beachfront, and a contaminated aquifer, so we can always pull out our blue, black, and white lands that we really need. 3 Prismatic Strands, which we're able to discard for additional value with Modern Age. Modern Age can also discard Deep Analysis or Sacred Cat for some extra value. Other creatures we have are Outlaw Medics and some Squadron Hawks, which combo very nicely with our Brainstorms. Then our removal package is 2 Thraben Charms, 2 Journey to Nowhere, 4 Cast Downs. Playing definitely much more of a control deck here. We're playing 2 Negates as opposed to actual counter spells. Getting the double blue will be a little bit harder since we're going to be playing a lot of these lands on black. For that reason, we're also playing a couple Dispels. Then we just have our Basilisk Gate, 1 of Black Dragon Gate, Citadel Sea Gate, some Heap Gates, a 1 of Azorius Guild Gate, 3 islands, and those basic land type duels I mentioned before. Sideboard, we have more Duresses, Arms of Hadar and Suffocating Fumes for some board clear, another Prismatic Strands, 2 more Thraben Charms, 3 Extract Confession, and 4 Blue Elemental Blast. So let's take this for a league and see how much the black improves the deck. Thanks to Card Market for sponsoring this video. You can now pick up my comprehensive guide to Esper Cryo Affinity, including 38 sideboard matchups, and I just put out a big update for my Black Sack guide, including a slightly different deck list. I began offering coaching sessions if you're interested in taking your Pauper game to the next level, and I'm accepting deck donations, so if you desperately want me to play a deck that I usually wouldn't play, something like Elves, then you can make me do that for a small fee. I've started posting a league video every single day, not to mention streaming at least a couple times a week on Twitch, but I'm not going to be able to keep that up forever unless I can get a little bit more help from the community. Any of the ways I've just mentioned are great ways to help me out, or you can even subscribe and support me on a monthly basis. Alright, we're on the play here, and 2 Negates, Squadron Hawk, and a bunch of lands. Definitely not the best hand ever. With the Hawk, I would love to find a Brainstorm or something, obviously, but good mana, bunch of creatures, Basilisk Gate, hard to pass this up. Although it looks like we're against the Mirror, could just be the traditional Azorius Gates. And this is tough. I maybe should have put this on black so I could play a Duress here if I had known I was going to draw it. I could play Squadron Hawk, but I can only pull out 2. I could just hold up Negate for if they play like a Modern Age of their own. I almost feel like that's what I want to do. I think that's the highest value. Obviously, if we don't hit, it's not great, but if they play nothing, that's fine too. Seagate on black here. We're just going to pass again. Citadel Gate on blue. There's the Brainstorm. So I could Duress and then Squadron Hawk, and then next turn I could Brainstorm Squadron Hawk. Well, let's go with the Duress, see what they got. They just counterspell. I could negate. It's not terrible, but I think we're fine. Negates are not going to lose their value in this matchup, so I think I'm okay to keep them. Get 3 Hawks. I could Brainstorm now, but to get the most value out of the Hawks, I want to Brainstorm on our main phase next turn. There's the Modern Age. Obviously, we could have left up a Negate for that, but that's okay. We could Thraben Charm it if we really want. They discard a charm, play a cat, and pass the turn here. So I'm looking for a land. Let's go for a Brainstorm. They're going to Dispel. Okay, I probably just Brainstorm again. I think that's fine. Brainstorm. We do hit some lands. We hit a Lorien, which could be good if I want to put back Hawks, and then I can shuffle them away, as opposed to drawing them again right away. I mean, we're putting these back regardless. Oh, but I just have the land, so I can play Citadel Gate on blue. I'm tapping out of Negate again, but I obviously don't want to draw these Hawks back, so let's pick those up, swing for 1, and pass. Pretty decent. I think from this turn on, we're going to try to leave up Negate every turn. They discard a Dispel, go for a Brainstorm, cycle a Lorien. I mean, we're quite a bit ahead. We've gotten some good value with Brainstorm Squadron Hawk. We have more gates than they do. They could Basilisk Gate up their cat here, but I'm kind of fine with that. They gain some life, but they're fully tapped out, so I can resolve whatever I want, which to be fair is probably just going to be like an Outlaw Medic, hold up Negate, and Thraben Charm probably. I could Basilisk Gate. I think we're probably not doing that. Hit for 5. Probably want to get the Outlaw Medic down. Could also just leave it up everything so that like if they pump the cat, I could Thraben Charm it. I want to hold up Negate anyway. That actually might be better. No, I think I'd like to get the Lifelinker down, actually, so that we can just trade blows, and I'll be gaining more currently. If they play a Lorien or another Modern Age here, I'll probably Negate. Journey, I think that's... well, I could Negate, or I could just blow it up with a Thraben Charm, but we're limited on removal here. So I think we just Negate. They play another Journey. That one's fine. Take away the Medic. Swing for 1. Should I cycle Lorien here? I think we'll hold it. Modern Age isn't bad. With the Modern Age, now I definitely want to hit a land drop. Let's cast that. Discard a swamp. Or a Squadron Hawk if I don't get anything else. I want to discard more. I already have so much value. Do I need to keep Deep Analysis in hand? No, I don't think so. I think we can flash that back. Gain 3. Heap Gate is another gate, but I think I'd rather play the tap land. We'll pass here. Like, we're in a very good spot. We could use a lifelink or something because we're getting a little low on life, and I have a Thraben Charm to shoot whichever guy they pump here. But if they have a counter spell or something, I can't negate it this turn. We have chump blockers though. I mean, I think we're going to be fine. Plus their gate is only pumping for 3, maybe 4 if they hit another gate here. Whereas ours is going to be pumping for 6 next turn. Also, I can bring back a lifelinker with the Journey if I really want to, which I probably do. I think I could take 4 here again. Attack with the Vector Glider 2. Alright, we'll chump just to try to play it a little safe. They got a Squadron Hawk. That's some good blockers and attackers, but I'm going to Thraben Charm the Journey, get my lifelinker back, unless they have a Dispel here, which would be unfortunate, but they've already gone through 2. Seems like they probably wouldn't be playing many more than that. So Medic comes back, loot. Ooh, we do get Brainstorm with Hawk again. Probably can get rid of a gate here. Brainstorm, get a cat as well. So put back Hawk, Gate, pump Outlaw Medic, swing for 7, and I could play Squadron Hawk, but I actually don't mind drawing the gate off the top there, and then I can search for the Hawk. So I think we'll just play the cat. Another lifelinker isn't bad either. I mean, I guess if I shuffle, I have a better chance of finding another Basilisk Gate, which is definitely what we're looking for. Ooh, they're hitting all their non-gate lands. That's unfortunate for them. Pump onto the cat. I think we'll just take the 6 here. Modern Age flips. Citadel Gate. We'll play Squadron Hawk before we potentially lose the Medic to draw a card, just so that we can draw a different card than this guy. Although, do I want to just pump Sacred Cat? Yeah, actually I have the mana to bring it back this turn and still hold up negate, so let's do that instead. And if they have like a Thraben Charm, I might just negate it. We'll swing for a bunch here. Trade Hawks, but they'll take 9. They're going to Prismatic Strands. I could negate that. I don't think I care that much. Obviously, they're going to try to prevent us from gaining life, but if I negate it, they can still flash it back with a Squadron Hawk. Yeah, it's fine. That is pretty good for them. They find a Citadel Gate, pump the cat, and play another Hawk. Their last 2 cards are just more Hawks. We'll chump here, and now we can make a treasure with the Heap Gate. Cast down is a good draw. We're going to go with a Lorien Revealed here. Get another Basilisk Gate. This turn, we're only going to use 1, but that's still not bad. Going to pump onto the Outlaw Medic. Just swing with that, see if they want to use the Prismatic Strands, which we can actually Dispel here and gain our 9. Block with the Hawk if we really want to, which we don't have to. Probably worth it, but yeah, I think we'll just Dispel. We still have a negate, cast down that we can hold up. We go up to 20 here. Depending on how many more strands they get and stuff, this could be a bit of a back and forth, but I'm pretty confident we're doing all right here and that we're in control, especially with the second gate. They gate onto a cat, play another Hawk. I could cast down the cat if I really want. I think we just take it. Not too worried. Modern Age. Let's pump up our 2 lifelinkers, swing for 18, which they take. Play a Modern Age. Discard a cat. Oh, we could have played that first and then gotten 2 more life, but that's okay. Embalm a cat. They just play a land. It's even another island. Pump up the cat. We'll take 5. Another cast down. Pump up these guys. Swing for 20. They chump one of them, and we'll just pass. They journey to nowhere, which I was going to counter, but frankly, we have 3 lifelinkers. We only can pump 2 of them. I'm not really that worried about this. They exile the Outlaw Medic, sure. Pump the cat. We're going to make another treasure. Take 5. Cast down the Vector Glider here. We loot. No, we don't loot this time, but we get an island. Let's Lorien Revealed. Raven Charm. Pump here. Swing. And next turn, we should have enough removal. We can get rid of all the blockers and just hit for lethal. They chump the big guys. Pass the turn. They got a Brainstorm on the end step. Play a Modern Age. That's fine. Negate is mostly going to be for like a Strands here. Basilisk Gate on the cat. Swing with that. On the end step, we can cast down the Squadron Hawk, which means no blockers, and it means even if they have a Prismatic Strands, they won't be able to flash it back. I can negate it. We have Strands of our own. Pump here. Attack with the team. They try to Strands, and we're going to negate. Hit for lethal. Did well there. Duress and Fumes and Arms of Adar all seem good. Raven Charms and Strands are decent. Kind of don't like Journeys here. It's good against Cat. Like, the Exile is good against the cards that care about the graveyard, but they could just Raven Charm it like we did, and it's not great. Counter spells are all good. I mean, Strands is not the best thing ever. If we get behind, it could be good, but I guess that's kind of what these are for anyway. Raven Charm's good too. Creatures, graveyard, and enchantments are all relevant. Guess we'll cut some Modern Ages. I don't know. Maybe I didn't need more removal. We're already playing more than they are with like the cast downs and stuff. Plus we're bringing in Arms of Hadar. Okay, this is a lot, but seems okay. Seagate on black, so we can duress them right away if we want. Modern Age, pretty decent. Discard a Seagate, Basilisk Gate. I think we'll just duress. Could hold up a negate, counterspell. They have Standard Bearer. I would be worried about Standard Bearer, but we just have a lot of removal, including Arms of Hadar, so we'll probably be fine. Discard a Heap Gate and just put out the Outlaw Medic, Heap Gate, and pass. Well, if they just start pumping the Medic, currently I don't have much to deal with that. And our Arms of Hadar doesn't actually kill either of their creatures right now, fortunately. So we'll take 5, we'll make a treasure. Sacred Cat, play a Heap Gate and a cat. Brainstorm, cycle a Lorien for a beachfront, pump onto the Vector Glider. Okay, don't care as much about the lifelink here. We're going to make another treasure, take a bunch, another cat. We can gate up our cat, hit for 6, play cat. They can get a Standard Bearer, which I can kill with an Arms of Hadar. Unfortunately, if they don't play any other creatures, it's not the best thing to, not the best way to kill that. If we can get a Suffocating Fumes, then we could hit everything at once. Like, use both of them to kill the whole board, that'd be good. They'll swing for a bunch. We'll lose some life. Seagate on white. 4, yeah, with the treasures, I have to tap out. But I don't have a lot else going on. So we're gonna kill their guy and then pump our cat. I guess I could have waited. Wait, no, I needed an untapped land. I could have chumped for a turn, except they're not letting me chump. Then I could have double arms to them, hit both of these guys. Could have been better potentially, but we wouldn't do anything this turn except hold up negate, and then next turn, I don't know. Would have been tough. They cycle a Lorien. Okay. Interesting they didn't just like cast it to try to get more advantage than us here, but they want to keep up the gating, I assume. There's a Hawk. They do have 2 Basilisk Gates, so next turn they could do +8. It's pretty good. I'm not going to arms for 1 here, so I might as well brainstorm. Thraben Charm can kill this. Duress is pretty good. Arms we're not using yet. I'm not going to cast a Lorien here, so I think we're putting these 2 back. I'm going to gate, and I guess we're going to pump. I don't really want to trade this with the Hawk because we have that Arms of Hadar, so if they want to chump, that's fine. I think we just do this and then hold up Charm and negate. Since this is here, they might pump on the Vector Glider, which I could then destroy with the Thraben Charm. They might pump on the Hawk, which I could charm in response, but only the first time. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. The next turn I could duress them, as well as holding up one of these and going for the gate. Like, I would love for them to pump the Vector Glider here. Yup, because I can still blow that up with the Thraben Charm if I want to, but they could have a counter spell for it. So do I want to wait until I have negate up? Probably. Taking 8 here. Yeah, I think we'll just take it. And they're going to pass, so they have something up. Prismatic Strands probably, which I could duress, but then I'm going to have to negate it. I think I'm already going to draw them out by just doing this, and then I'll negate it and I can still have Thraben Charm up. So I don't think I need to duress first here. Hit for 9. They go to 2. I think that's good. So negate. They go to 2. And I have a Thraben Charm. They have another gate. Well, I mean, they can give +10 to a medic. I probably shoot the medic so they can't gain any life here when they try to pump it. I think that's the play, and hope they don't have removal or dispel or anything. Didn't have the mana to duress them as well, so just have to hope. But that goes off. So they waste that mana. They get a card. Unless I know what I'm drawing, so I'm not going to get another Basilisk Gate here. So I can't make 2 lethal attackers, unfortunately. A gate onto the Vector Glider. Well, that's playing it really risky, unless I then just drew like a Dispel. Because can't I just Arms of Hadar and kill them? Oh, they have a Prismatic Strands. They'll flashback. Right. So if I Arms of Hadar, they flashback Prismatic in response. I can't get in, which means I probably should just Lorien. Oh, but then we're going to die next turn, aren't we? Dang. Because they can pump this twice. And I can't gain any life here. Well, I guess we got a Lorien and hope to draw something. Cast down. Citadel Gate for black. Swing with both. Luckily, since they're at 2, they either have to trade off or use their strands anyway, even though I didn't pump. Probably just trade off. But then I can cast down their Vector Glider so that we won't die. And we already saw, unless they drew it off of the Outlaw Medic, that they probably don't have a Dispel, so I'm going to use it here to dodge a counter spell. Except if they do use Prismatic Strands, they're going to keep their Hawk alive, so I actually will have to wait until their turn to see what they target and then hope there's no counter spell. But I would love for them to trade here and go to 1, which they do. Yeah, this is lethal, so we'll cast it down. They did get the Dispel. They didn't have it with the Outlaw Medic, either that or they were willing to let this die. Well, that's unfortunate. Now they have lethal. Well, that one was really close. Thought we were going to get there. Feels like having no strands is pretty unfortunate, especially because I forgot about how many guys they have with 3 toughness. So if one of those strands, or one of those arms was a strands, I think we would have been in a much better position. So I kind of want to bring in at least a couple of these. Maybe duress is not actually necessary here. Can eat a counter spell, but like as we saw, it kind of forces a prismatic strands, but I could just, it's not as big of a deal. I don't know, we'll do like 2 of those and 3 strands maybe. Alright, bunch of lands. Squadron Hawk, Brainstorm's not bad. We're gonna Black Dragon Gate on white, I guess. So I could Duress or I could Squadron Hawk right away. Duress makes sure they don't Modern Age, plus gets our blue mana down. So sure, we'll do that. Brainstorm, Prismatic, Strands, some cats, and a gate. Okay, not the worst hand ever. We're gonna take the Brainstorm. See gate on white. They top deck Modern Age, which is exactly what I was trying to counter there. They discard a cat. Another Brainstorm. Well, let's just play Squadron Hawk. Try to make the most of these. Pass the turn. Discard a Seagate. Cast a Sacred Cat. Not sure why they wouldn't Embalm. Brainstorm first. Negate, cat, cast down. We're putting back 2 hawks, obviously. Play a gate. If I pick up the hawks, I have to discard 1 card, which could be a cat or it could be a Squadron Hawk. Unfortunately, this heap gate not making colored mana makes it so I can't just play a cat here. A bit awkward. We're certainly not going to draw the hawks again, though, so here we go. I could also discard the hawks, but I can get more value out of them with the Brainstorm. I think we'll just pitch a Strands here. Play a Basilisk Gate. Immediately pump onto the cat. I think I save the Strands for later. I mean, they could Thraben Charm it away eventually. I think we're just taking it, though. Another cat from the grave. All right. We drew our gate, so I can just play a cat and hold up, cast down, Brainstorm and stuff. Yep, play that. Pass the turn. Another gate. Pump onto the cat. I think I just cast it down. Block here. Could Thraben Charm away their graveyard. I don't think I need to do that. Cast down the Sacred Cat. They could have a Dispel, which looks like they do. So be it. But we can pump our cat here. Deep Analysis. Really like to hit another land. So we're going to Brainstorm. No. Dispel. Back Hawk. Deep Analysis. I could hold up just a Dispel and start pumping the cat, but they might be able to pump 2 cats. I do have a Strands, though, and a Dispel. Or I could just play Hawk, hold up like a cast down. Oh, I think we're supposed to fight this with our own gates. So swing for 6. If they go for double gate this turn, that would be a great time to use the Strands. They play Beachfront, though, so that's not going to happen. Pump onto a cat, in which case I probably just take the hit for 8. We have a hawk on top. I could pump here. Alright, we're going to play a hawk, make sure we don't draw this other hawk, and just attack, hold up our interaction, and pass. We probably shouldn't die here, because we have a Strands, Dispel, and Cast Down or Thraben Charm, but we could definitely lose pretty soon after. Gate onto a cat, gate onto another cat. Block, block, flashback Strands for white, and also Thraben Charm to kill this Vector Glider, leaving up our Dispel mana. Okay. Outlaw Medic, pump here, swing, and pass. They Brainstorm. They play a Guardian of the Guild Pact, which I didn't have an actual counterspell for. So now we're going to lose to that. Cast this down. Unless I can find a Prismatic Strands for the Guardian, which we do, but I can't pump this right now, so do I Deep Analysis? No, because I have to hold this up for 2, so I can only play something for 2. We're also low on time, which is not ideal, but fine. Alright, if they have double counterspell for Strands, well, they'd have to have double counterspell plus pump the Guardian to lethal, so that's not going to happen. Pump it again, swing. Now we Strands for white. If they Dispel, I can flash back, and then we can at least gain some life off our life linkers so that we don't die in 1 hit to the Guardian. Another gate. Okay, they don't have a Strands up. Do I just go all in on these 2 so that we can hit for... We can gain a whole bunch, probably. I think that's worth it. Swing with everybody but 1 hawk. So we can gain 14 here, and they go pretty low. Okay, that gate was well timed. They have a hawk. Now if we can find like a board wipe so we can get through their blockers, because this is a lot of blockers. If we can find a Fumes, though, we'll be fine. Although they could hold up a Strands. I mean, we're at 26, so now I'm really not worried about the Guardian, which is nice. We do have 3 minutes left. They're only a minute above us, so I'm going to try to conserve some time here. Also, if they leave this back, I suddenly can't attack. So if they do, I just go full draw spells, I think. Cast Deep Analysis, which they are leaving it back. Deep Analysis to draw 2. We get a Basilisk Gate. Might as well play that and play another hawk. If I flash back the Deep Analysis, then I didn't have a Dispel up, so Let's just swing with the Hawks. They are at 7, so, you know, every point matters. Now they're at 6. Looks like they have like a Lorien to hardcast. That's fine. Don't have negate up for that right now. They do have a Strands of their own, but let's make them use it. Pump onto this Hawk, swing. Probably didn't need to attack with the other one. Oh, also I just have double Dispel and negate. I definitely should have played an island first, because we only have the ability to cast 2 of these right now, but I think it might be enough. No, because they have a Dispel. Okay, that's fine. I absolutely should have played that island first. I'm just going fast here. And that's kind of problematic because of this. All right, we will flash this back. And our opponent disconnected. That's a bad time to lose connection. Yeah, I was moving too fast. If I had just counted, played the island, I could have dispelled their dispel, and then when they flash back the strands, I could have negated. We didn't have the white mana because the blue mana because this is white-black. And to be fair, I did not leave up a Dispel here because I played our tap land instead, which was a bit of a mistake. I don't think there's anything they're going to wreck us with that not having a Dispel is going to lose us the game, but I could be wrong. They could have like a breath weapon or something, I guess. Although that doesn't fully kill us. I mean, if they don't reconnect in like 10 seconds, then they're going to definitely time out. It was kind of close, but... And also the fact that we didn't win this turn, they have at least one Squadron Hawk left. Oh, we've only seen one. They have probably a couple more Squadron Hawks, which means they can block, so it was a big mistake. They did just rejoin, losing about a minute, which could be pretty costly. They pump up the Guardian and go to attack. Oh, actually, I was gonna not take it, or I was gonna Prismatic Strands, but actually if they have a counterspell, I'd rather have my counterspells up, which I currently don't. Another Basilisk Gate. Pump onto the Hawk. We have all 4 gates on the field. One Hawk is lethal, so let's just attack. If they Strands, we'll Dispel it. And if they counter that, then we have a negate. And if they have another counter, then we will not yet have won. They have another Strands. Okay, but they don't have another creature to tap, so we'll negate that, and we'll get them for lethal. So their brief disconnected period did not end up mattering. And down to the wire, that was an extremely long match. I don't play Cawgates enough to really want to do this kind of mirror match, because I'm usually the less experienced player, and this is a deck I find a little complicated to play. But that was pretty fun, I must admit. Alright, this one, it's kind of close just because we have a Brainstorm and stuff, but the lands that we have can't cast everything and aren't even gates, so it's just kind of not a great starting place. This one is decent. I think I want to get rid of maybe the Outlaw Medic. I like the Lifelinker. We already have enough creatures with the Hawk, though. I don't want to get rid of that. And I don't really want to get rid of all of our card advantage. Maybe we just get rid of the Dispel. I don't know. Deep Analysis is not the perfect card to have in our opening hand, and obviously if I get a Brainstorm, I'll have the value from that. But I just don't really want to get rid of our only draw spell. They do get a Spell Bomb, so we're against Jund or Grixis or something. Or Mono Black. Blood Fountain. Oh, actually, Glint Blade, looks like. Or maybe Esper Affinity. Glint Hawk doesn't have the best target, probably just a Blood Fountain here. So you get an extra blood token. Indeed. Ooh, Seagate. I probably want to play that so I have a black land, and then that'll just leave a Sacred Cat to play. Good news here is if they have like Tithing Blade, I don't care too much about them killing our creatures in that manner. It's kind of an expensive way to get rid of half a cat, you know? I mean, just as expensive as like a cast down, but a cast down you can at least wait until I pump with like Basilisk Gate, whereas the Tithing Blade is preemptive. So they crack a blood token, discarding the Blood Fountain. Okay, desperate for lands it looks like. And they are Esper, that makes sense. There's the Cryogen. Swing for 2. We get a Strands. I could pump with a Gate here. I think I'd rather just play a Squadron Hawk though. Make sure I don't draw any of those. I could play the Outlaw Medic, which gains me more life quicker, but again, like if I just draw a Squadron Hawk, it's just an absolutely dead draw. I don't really like to have that happen. They're gonna probably be playing a Suffocating Fumes in the main deck. Grim Bauble, that's the nice way to pick off these guys. Go for the cat so they can Spell Bomb it if they want, which they do. Yeah, pretty good. Decent value. And 1 mana Enforcer. Swing for 2. Modern Age. Probably just Modern Age Outlaw Medic here. Oh, I forgot because this was on black. I tapped the wrong one, so we're not going to be able to play a white spell here, which actually means I guess I'll just flashback Deep Analysis, which is not great because we're gonna have to discard. That was not... Yeah, the mana is always a bit tricky here. Actually, do I want to attack or do I just want to chump block? That was really bad. Like, not playing that Outlaw Medic is going to be costly. Unfortunate. Get rid of an Aquifer. Strands is not very good here since they have multiple colors and colorless creatures. Refurb. Well, yeah, I'll discard the Strands. Another Refurb. I guess I'll discard a Hawk now. I want the Hawks for the card advantage with the Brainstorm, but we'll chump the Enforcer. Loot here. Get rid of a Lorien. I mean, if I could be pumping up the Outlaw Medic this turn, it would be decent, but alas. Play a Medic, just play a Hawk for no value. I will say the 2 Heap Gates and the Basilisk Gate is also throwing us off, not having much colored mana for the right cost. Yeah, I think I just play a Hawk, just so I have a blocker for a refurb. They swing just with the Enforcer and the Glint Hawk. Guess we're gonna take it. They didn't want to let a refurb get eaten by the Hawk for free, which is fair. Flip this. We're gonna Brainstorm. Now this Hawk's kind of useless. I want to play a Seagate. These cards aren't bad though. I probably don't need to shuffle them away. Well, the Hawk is not very good. I mean, I guess the Strands is not great either. Seagate on white. I think we're gonna hope they don't have any removal. And we're just gonna pump this Outlaw Medic. Try to gain some life here. Take 7. They're gonna crack a Cryogen to keep it tapped. That's fair. All right, but we gained the life, so up to 13 is pretty nice. We also have a blocker for the Glint Hawk. We have blocker for a refurb. They sack the Bauble. We also still have Strands up, so getting that hit off helped a lot. See, if I could have done that last turn too with the gate, then if I played the Medic a turn earlier, then we would maybe really be okay up at like 20-ish. They bin a Goldmire Bridge, put the other on top. Tithing Blade. That's a bit unfortunate. This one's tapped, but it's our lifelinker. This is our best blocker, and this is our untapped white creature for the Prismatic Strands. I don't think I need to Prismatic Strands this turn, so I think I get rid of this Squawk and just hope that we don't die. I mean, even if they kill this Vector Glider too, we don't die this turn. Another Tithing Blade. If I sack this, I take 10, and this doesn't untap, so I gotta sack the Medic now. Although I'm about to draw Prismatic Strands, which I don't really want. I'm gonna cycle this Lorien. We get 2 islands instead. Unless they have another removal spell, at the very least, if they either only get in for 4 or they have to lose a creature. They attack with everybody, and we'll block the Glint Hawk. Keep their colored creatures the same. For the Strands, Glint Hawk, pick up a refurb. I assume. They could just pick up Tithing Blade. Yeah, they go for refurb. Discard an island. Cast down is decent. So, Modern Age. See what that yields. Just another island. So, I guess I cast down a Thraben Charm, and I didn't get a white creature, so I hope for the best. Kill the Glint Hawk and pass. Like if they kill this, I'm still not dead, but I'm at 1, which is pretty close. So we're gonna block here and hope they don't have a Metallic Rebuke for this cast down. I could have cast it first before blocks, and if they had it, then I jump here, but if they do, I think we're just dead anyway. Whereas if this goes through, we're at 3, which is pretty tough if they flip a Tithing Blade. We have like 1 turn to find a lifelinker. Arms of Vidar is pretty good too. Omen of the Dead picks up a Glint Hawk. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, they could get a refurb too, actually. That might be better. They could have a Tithing Blade, or they could just draw a card here. Or they could just go for Enforcer, I guess. But they get a refurb. Draw another card. Journey. And the Medic we need. I think we discard Journey. Medic keeps us alive because of the Prismatic Strands from earlier, and then hopefully gains us life and keeps us alive. Nope, they get a Tithing Blade. I mean, all Strands on black. We draw a gate, swing for 4, but we prevent the damage. Create a treasure token. We draw Dispel. This flips, so it's a blocker. I mean, I guess we're still not dead technically. Scry with the Omen. They scried 1 at the top. Glint Hawk picks up Tithing Blade, makes us sack a creature. They get in for lethal. I felt like we could have stabilized there. If we hadn't made that mistake, as close as we were there, if we hadn't made the mistake of not playing the Outlaw Medic on time, I think we could have won for sure. I'm also now realizing our sideboard does not feature any Dust to Dusts, which hopefully just means that we should have a decent matchup anyway. Arms of Vidar is good, Duress is good, Thraben Charm is good, Strands is not. Dispel, they're gonna have Cast Down, Thraben Charm, maybe Metallic Rebuke, Suffocating Fumes. It hits some stuff. Journey is removal, but doesn't feel great because they're gonna have Thraben Charms. Let's give that a try. Alright, we have a bunch of gates. Let's give this one a go. Play Azorius. Negate is honestly really tempting. I think we're gonna hold it up just in case they have like a Cryogen right away. Playing a cat and getting in for like a point or 2 is not really that relevant, as much as I like to do it when I can. It's a lot more relevant if they cast something here that I want to negate. A Spell Bomb, I think we're gonna leave that. It's not, we are a bit of a graveyard deck, but without the Prismatic Strands, it's pretty much just cats and stuff. Seagate on black. Here, I feel like I have to, I'm kind of obligated to play a Modern Age, though. I don't actually love to discard anything here. I don't mind a cat, but I'm not going to discard the cat right away, because they could Spellbomb it. I'm going to discard it the second time when I embalm it right away. So I guess we'll just keep holding up Negate. And if they just, like, refurb us here, we can't do much about it, but if they Blood Fountain, Cryogen, Thought Scour, not Thought Scour, Thought Cast, any of that, I can fully negate. Another Spellbomb. Certainly don't care about the second one. Another Seagate on white, and I could play a Sacred Cat, but at this point I kind of want to save it for the Modern Age. So I think we're just holding longer. I mean, we are kind of a control deck. It's not the worst thing ever to have not played this. Like, again, I could have gotten in with the cat like twice by now. It's fine. They have a Thought Cast. Not as good as a Cryogen. I could save this for like a Tithing Blade or something. They don't currently have an artifact that they want to pick up. I don't know. We're going to let it go and just try to focus on the artifacts that they want to bounce. It wouldn't have been a bad card to counter because it would be turning a 2-for-1 into a 1-for-1, but we can also use our mana by like casting down the Mirror Enforcer here, which we will, so we're not wasting it. Here we can hold up Negate and still Modern Age. Drew our 4th Seagate, which we will discard, play Seagate on white, and hold up Negate here. They crack a Spell Bomb. Refurb. It's not something I can negate. Sometimes I definitely wish this was an actual counter spell, but alas, I guess we'll get rid of Brainstorm. There's a Skyfisher. Yeah, I mean, it would be a constraint on the mana a little bit, but I kind of feel like we could probably make actual counter spells work. Now, I guess I'm just going to get rid of the cat if they want to spell bomb here. Oh, look, they left up the Vault of Whispers for that exact. Amazing. I mean, I think we're just going to hardcast a Lorien, which is not terrible, but lets them do whatever they want with us not having negate up again. Discard a cat, cast Lorien, play a gate. Pass the turn. Oh, 2 negates. Perfect. That we can hold up and never get any value out of. We'll take 4, and they just pass. This guy flips. Embalm the cat. Let's duress them. They have a Grim Bauble and a bunch of lands. Okay, well, that might explain why we didn't get to counter anything. In that case, we're going to Modern Age away one of these negates, I think. I mean, if they get a Raven's Crime, they're going to be able to destroy our hand. Mirror Enforcer, no attacks. Lorien, and a Basilisk Gate. We'll discard the cat. Could start Basilisk Gating. Kind of just want a Lorien again here, though. Draw a million, and then pass. Tithing Blade. My time has come. Negate. Fear me. They play an Ancient Den. You can swing with the Enforcer. They don't even do that. Flip this guy. Buff up the cat. Attack for 7. If they go for a triple block, I get to cast down and just ruin their day or their game, and they will. Cast down, gain 7, and I guess we'll play this Squadron Hawk. Pass the turn. They play a Vault of Whispers, which means they still have 2 seats in hand, and we'll win that one. They got maybe a little flooded there. Well, we have Duress, which could be really good. We do have to put this on black, and then we're not in the best spot ever. No, I don't think this hand cuts it. This one's got Loriens, so we hit our land drops. Yeah, this one's fun. I think we'll get rid of the Dispel. It doesn't seem like the best thing in this matchup. It's mostly for defensive purposes against removal, and that's not currently what I care for. Ancient Den into Spell Bomb. Seagate will go black in case we top deck a Duress, and because we have this cast down, and then I could put this on white. There's the Cryogen that I would have wanted to negate, but I wouldn't have been able to for another turn even, so I guess it's fun. Skyfisher picks up the Cryogen. No land drop from them is nice. I get a Lorien, and I get to hold up my negate this time. And I will negate the Cryogen when they're missing land drops. They swing for 2. Gonna cycle Lorien again. Duress. Well, let's Squadron Hawk, pull out 3 of these. Play an island. I think we just duress in case they have another Cryogen or anything. Just to cast down. Oh my god. Well, they have the value hand. If they hit a black land, they're in the money. If not, here they can still like Skyfisher, Glint Hawk, play 2 of those a turn, pick up this land, and then pick up the Spell Bomb. Like, they're not in a terrible spot. They just pick up the Spell Bomb, replay it. Okay. I would maybe just start looking into deploying these guys, going aggressive, but personally I appreciate that they're not. Basilisk Gate, so let's Brainstorm, put back 2 Hawks. Ooh, and we could shuffle this Lorien if we want, so I don't have to draw them back right away. Or I could just play the Squadron Hawk and have a cast down for a Skyfisher, because we are going to take a lot of damage if we don't. Yeah, let's play Basilisk Gate, play Hawk, and pass Thoughtcast. Wish I had a counterspell for that. You hit their Mistvault Bridge, so we're casting down Skyfisher. I could double block. Don't think I want to do that. I think we just take it. Ooh, I could play another Basilisk Gate and just hit for 10. Put them to 10. Then I kind of put them on the back foot. Or I could just play this, hit for 6, and I get to play like another Hawk. That doesn't seem as good. Let's just gate these guys up. Swing for 10. They have another Thoughtcast. Vault. They're going to refurb. We'll discard. I guess we're discarding a Hawk. I mean, part of me, like, there are creatures that are pretty relevant here, but probably gonna Tithing Blade a Hawk. Okay, well, that's not bad. So I could pump this up twice and they chump it. I could pump it up once and Thraben Charm this to go to kill it. They go down to 5. I think let's start with a Brainstorm. We're a little flooded on lands. Oh, they're gonna pick up the Tithing Blade and replay it. So we're gonna need to play a Hawk here. I think I pump attack and then play Hawk. And Hawk can shuffle. Let's play a gate, pump here, swing for 6. They take it. Play another Hawk, shuffle those away, pass. Another Tithing Blade, kills this. And okay, well, if they just draw all Tithing Blades, then we're gonna lose. That's really annoying. They just have a million cards left, and now these Thraben Charms don't kill their guys, which is, I guess, why I should have used one of them earlier, but whatever. Lorien revealed. Arms of Adar could do something. Let's brainstorm, see if we can hit like an Outlaw Medic or something. Sacred Cat, sure. Put back or play a cat. Unfortunately, they can still kill the cat with the Tithing Blades off of a Skyfisher or Glinthawk. Pick their choice. I mean, this didn't feel like the worst match ever, and it's not the most common deck ever, but like, I wouldn't have minded a few dust to dust in the sideboard here. There's a Glinthawk, pick up a Tithing Blade, play it, refurb, discards a Dispel, Spell Bombs, pretty good. I was gonna bring back that cat, obviously, so I could Arms of Adar everything and then Thraben Charm to finish off the Enforcer, 2 Enforcers, but unless we get another Arms of Adar, that's just not gonna work here. Okay. Oh, we lost that one. Unfortunate. Alright, we'll give this one a try in round 3 here. Clockwork Percussionist, Citadel Gate, blue-white. They have a Burning Tree Emissary, into Rally, Squadron Hawk, and pass. These Hawks are not, like, we're not going to have time to do the brainstorm tricks, so I might as well just get them out of the deck, I think. Tomb Raider, Chain Lightning, the Hawk, swing for a billion. Another Sacred Cat. I guess I'll cycle this Lorien for another white, so theoretically, if I survive, I could play multiple creatures next turn. Eldar and Epicure. If I block here, I go to lethal, so I guess we block here. Go to 1. No, 2? No, I guess I did my math wrong. We're dead anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, we get a bunch of blue blasts, prismatic, and board clear. Get rid of all this single target removal and negates. I guess duress is okay. Sure. Well, I guess we got a blue blast. Why not? I mean, we slowly have all of our colors of mana, although no gates, but that's not really our main priority here. We do have a duress to slow them down in like a turn or two. And we have Hawk and Brainstorm, but I start with Percussionist. I think we're just going to counter that. No, let's let it leave. Let's let it survive. I'd rather counter a Burning Tree Emissary, I think. Lorien for, I think we go white first so I can get a Hawk down, and then Duress can come later. Well, we got a Citadel Gate, so actually let's just play that on black so we have access to both this next turn. Swing for 1, pass. I could go for Brainstorm, Lorien in the upkeep here. I think we'll just let it go. Strands. I think here we'll Duress. Like, the chances we can hit a Lightning Bolt is pretty high. Yeah. Or a Synth, or a Rally. I think we take the Synth. Rally's more expensive, so they have to spend more mana on it before I blue blast it, and the other ones are just burn spells. There's a Tomb Raider and a Rally at the Hornburg. I'd also like to counter that because the Prismatic Strands would be split on colors. I'd have to do white for these guys and red for these guys, so let's just get rid of them. Cycle Lorien here. I think we're just gonna Strands for red. We're saving 3 plus maybe more. Plus we get to get it in the grave for the Squadron Hawk next turn. I guess let's play a Modern Age first. Sacred Cat. Yeah, I think I want the land drop. Let's play Hawk. Search these guys up. Play a Guildgate. Probably just kill the Hawk on the end step so I can't Strands. I think that's fine because unless they kill me this turn, which seems unlikely, I can just Strands later. There's a Percussionist. Swing for 4. We loot again. Keep the Basilisk Gate. Let's go for Brainstorm. Arms of Adar is pretty good. We put back 2 of these. Well, I was gonna... that's tough. I could Squadron Hawk and I pull out another Squadron Hawk. I could also just Arms of Adar, but that could also give them enough cards to, like, kill us in some way. Plus, then we draw a bad card. I'm just gonna Hawk here and go for the Arms next turn, I guess. But we're also gonna pull out the Cat here, play a Hawk. And they're gonna bolt the Cat. I could try to protect the Cat. I think maybe I should. Let's give it a try. Cat's pretty good if it survives. I didn't need to tap it, but I want to keep it alive, so I want the rest of the stuff to be more expendable. Play an Epicure, and then they have a Bushwhacker. Suplex on the Cat. Okay. Well, I could take 4 and then Arms of Adar, but they get 2 guys off the top of these Percussionists. I think we chump, and then I Arms. Dispel's not bad. So Arms, wipe their board. They get a Burning Tree Emissary and a Mountain. Not the worst. Play a Squawk. Based on what they got there, I'm just going to hit them for 1, and then I can start pumping. We have a Dispel for a removal spell. I think we're in a decent spot here. No lifelink, but we're still at 8, and their cards are not great at the moment. And they concede. Alright, give it another try. We got our 1 black Dragon Gate, so I could put this on white for the Cat, Medic, and Strands, and then we have Arms of Adar later, but then I'm not brainstorming. I'm not drawing great. I think we're going to keep it. Like, I could get a more generically better hand with more colors and stuff, but, like, it's probably going to be slower, and this hand at least has some blockers, so with lifelink. Play an Epic here. Into Rally, swing for 3, Brainstorm. I could Duress first, but I think I just play Medic, and obviously hopefully they don't kill it, but if they do, which I expect, I at least draw a card, hopefully find my next land drop. Burning Tree Emissary. I guess if they suplex it, I will not find a land drop, because I don't draw a card. Yep, that's what they got. Citadel Gate, play a cat, play Citadel on blue, try to survive. If we get an untapped land, I can Arms of Adar next turn, that'd be nice. Synth into Epicure. Cast that. I mean, we just got to trade. I could chump here for hoping that I top deck the untapped land, but chances are I don't. And if I do, I'm already in a decent spot. Yeah, there's the Medic. I guess I could just hold up Strands. I take one from the Soldier this turn. I'm going to try to Brainstorm into a land. There's the island. Okay. Put back these two. So then I Strands here and then Arms the next turn. That makes sense. I mean, if I'm lucky, they'll play more creatures into the arms, but don't know about that. For now, we'll just prevent most of the damage being done to us. Still take one off the human. Crack the synth. That's perfect. Suplex is a waste. That's nice. They play mountain. All right, we Arms of Adar. Wipe their board. They ditch a mountain. Burning Tree Emissary. And just pass. Okay, that I can live with. Here, we probably just Outlaw Medic and Sacred Cat. So, do I Duress? Oh, if I Duress, I can only cast one thing, which means I might as well, one white spell, so I might as well Brainstorm, see if we hit a land. We do. Not untapped white or black, but that's fine. We put back, we're not going to need both Duresses, I don't think. So, Seagate on white. I could Duress, like, they could have, like, one Lightning Bolt. If they have one, I guess it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, actually, I think I just play Medic and Cat. I have a Prismatic Strands for if they have a way to kill one of these. And then by having two, I can pump up both of them with the gates next turn, and they probably can't kill both. Or I could Duress first to make sure the coast is clear. I got some options. They are going to bolt the Medic. I think I could just let that go. No, I think I should protect it. If they have another way to kill it, so be it. But then they still have to kill the cat, whereas if I let it go and then next turn I try to pump up the cat, I could protect it with itself, but then I would have to tap it, which means I wouldn't gain any life. So I think this is probably better. Now they have to have removal for like both of them. I don't like that attack, because if I don't block, I could die to 2 bolts. If I do block, they could have like an End the Festivities or a Cast on the Fire hit them both. We've seen Suplex, so Cast on the Fire seems unlikely. And if they have an End the Festivities and we block, we honestly are in a really bad spot because I can't kill their guy. And I have no lifelinkers, so I actually think we need to take it and just hope we don't die to double bolt. They Galvanic Blast. Okay, that's only 2 damage. And then they still have the End Festivities. Well, I guess it was irrelevant which one we did. But if I had blocked, they just wouldn't have had to use the Galvanic. Yeah, now these Duresses are no good. Thraben Charm doesn't matter. We have to Arms of Adar for just this one creature. I should have Duressed them before, because I would have gotten like an End the Festivities or something, I guess. I don't know. Ditch a Blood Token and pass. Seagate on black. I mean, we might as well just Duress them. I'm sure it's nothing, or it's a bolt they're gonna cast right away, but maybe if it was something they were holding on to, I could catch it. There's a Tomb Raider, so we're dead in a couple turns if we don't get a creature or something here. I wasn't thinking about like a sorcery speed and the Festivities. If I had just Duressed them before, I might have survived. That was a bit unfortunate. We'll give this one a try. Okay. For against elves, I will say that our cast downs are a lot better, or more important, I would say. I'm going to put this on black because if they play a priest or something, I'm going to want to kill it right away, whereas it's not that big of a deal if I play these guys later, and I can always get white with my Lorien. It'll just be a couple turns behind. Quarian Ranger into Lead the Stampede, which hits priest, Timberwatch, Genercent, and another ranger. Pretty good stuff. Our sideboard, with all our Arms of Adar and stuff, is pretty well set up to fight this, but let's see if we can get there in game 1. Island, so I could just cast down. I'm not wanting to cast anything down here, though, I don't think. I think it's actually better to just cycle this for my white land now. Play that. I mean, I could cast down the elves, and then they only have 2 mana for this turn. It's not terrible, but it's not the best thing ever either. There's a priest and another ranger. I feel like if we're playing black like this, maybe I should just be playing like a Suffocating Fumes in the main deck. I'm kind of a sucker for Suffocating main deck, though, I will say. Well, I simply must kill this Priest of Titania, otherwise they have, 12 mana minimum. So we're going to cast that down and play a cat here. They lead the Stampede. They hit Masked Vandal, Genercent, and another ranger. Play a ranger. No attacks. Pass the turn. Thraben Charm. I don't need to kill this elves. I mean, if I do, I could limit their mana to like 3, whereas currently it could be a bunch, but they'd have to like bounce a lot of lands for that. I think we save this for the next scary creature. And here, I could play out a medic and a cat. I kind of think I just want to play out the cat and hold up Heap Gate, so I can maybe make a mana or a treasure. Or I could always Thraven Charm if I really want to. But I feel like the treasure could be relevant. Playing an Outlaw Medic doesn't matter too much here. The treasure could at the very least let us like Lorien reveal next turn if I really want to. There's a Timberwatch Elf. Untap Llanowar, play another one. So I have to kill a Timberwatch Elf, but I think for mana efficiency, I'm just gonna Heap Gate here, and then I'll do that on our turn. Another Heap Gate. Let's Thraven Charm the Timberwatch Elf. Now I could play an Outlaw Medic, in which case I can attack with both, or I could just Heap Gate again, which would let us Lorien something else up. Yeah, I think we'll just attack with one and hold up the Heap Gate. They played a Generous Ent on turn 6. That's outrageously fast. Pass the turn, make another treasure. We get a Hawk. I think it's time to just Lorien to draw 3 cards. Get a Basilisk Gate, which is pumping for 4. I'm not going to use it this turn though, so I might as well play the Azorius Guildgate. I guess, do I want to use these treasures on this Modern Age to get it going? Or I could Squadron Hawk, so I can have a flyer, although it'd only be a 6/6 this turn, so it wouldn't even get past the Generous Ent. I guess that's the same for the Sacred Cat. Yeah, actually, I think we want to get the Modern Age going. Let's play that. Although I guess this is a great target for a Masked Vandal, so maybe that was a bit of a waste. Whatever. We do get a Cast Down, which is nice. Will be nice. Play Avenging Hunter. That's pretty good. We do have a playset of Cast Downs, so we can see some more potentially. Loot. We're going to get rid of one of those. So I could pump here, but it's only +5, so it'd be a 6/6. So I could cast down Generous Ent and then do that. Cast down, pump, and then I can also play like a Hawk. Yeah, that's probably worth it. I mean, Generous Ent is currently something we're wanting to cast down anyway. I know this gate's probably just going to lead us to... We're probably going to eat a Ranger or an Elves or whatever, but something is still not bad to... I don't mind eating an Elf or an Avenging Hunter or taking the initiative, obviously. Yeah, Quarian Ranger will gain 6. And I think we do go for the Hawk so that we have a flyer and also so we don't draw these guys. Now they have another Generous Ent that they can play, of course, but if I can find another removal spell or just the fact that the Basilisk Gate next turn is going to be able to pump this to be a 7/7, they'll have to chump with the Ent. They do pump the Hunter. Would love to find another Basilisk Gate off the top, because then we can keep up, like, we could start pumping 2 flyers, but for this turn we could pump like a Sacred Cat, so we're gaining life, offsetting the Avenging Hunter, and then we're also playing a Squadron Hawk. Although Priest of Titania makes it feel like we kind of need to just have a kill spell for that. There's the Masked Vandal, so Modern Age is gone. We got some value off of it though. Winding Way. Although if they don't play a Reach creature, well, they just got Elvish Mystic, Fyndhorn Elves, Priest of Titania, and Well-Wisher. Those are all pretty good. But if they don't play a Reach creature, which they aren't looking like they're going to, unless they have like a one right here, no, Elvish Mystic, then I can take the initiative and we can hold it at least for a turn with the Prismatic Strands, which could maybe scry us into something else. Oh, they leave back the Hunter. Interesting. Dispels a huge waste in this deck. In this match. So I don't have to pump the Squadron Hawk, but obviously if I can just hit for 7, I probably should. Play a Citadel Gate, black. They didn't play the Well-Wisher, so if I get like another Basilisk Gate, we can maybe kill them before they can get the Well-Wisher off. I don't know. Let's swing for a bunch here. Find an island, Squadron Hawk, and probably just an Outlaw Medic. I already have 2 Hawks. Even if I get a Basilisk Gate, that'd be plenty. Sure, we'll play the Medic. I'm probably going to scry with the Lost Well, depending on what they do here. There's the Well-Wisher, Priest of Titania. I mean, their Priest makes 1,000,000 mana, so they can kind of cast whatever they want, including Generous Ent and all that stuff. There it is. Crack a food token. Okay. So they have nothing else to cast. It's interesting. Avenging Hunter. Might as well gain some lifelink. Can't quite kill this if I wanted to, so we're just gonna Strands for green. There's no way we kill here, so we gotta look for another Basilisk Gate or a removal spell or something. So we're gonna scry. Double gates that are not Basilisk is irrelevant. Brainstorm's a good draw. Let's go for that. There's a Basilisk Gate. Okay. Put these back. So I could pump these to be 8/8s, so they could just take it, or they could chump one of them. Either way, they don't die, and then they gain 1,000,000 life off this Well-Wisher, so it's not the biggest deal ever. So it might make more sense to just Lorien. Yeah, like, this can't kill them, so I don't think there's a reason to bother. Let's just shuffle, and then I guess draw 3. We're not going to hit a Prismatic Strands, though, that we could cast. We do hit it, actually, but... yeah. If we could keep the initiative longer, that'd be nice. I mean, they're going to take it here, but we could take it back potentially unless they have more Generous Ents. Oh, if they just have a Nyxborn Hydra, then it doesn't even matter, which is the only reason they would tap 30 mana and more. All right, we'll concede. If they're bluffing that, then good for them. We get these board wipes, not duress, dispels a waste 2, negate is fine, I guess. We're on the play, this hand is unkeepable. This one is unmulliganable. I mean, I kind of want to get rid of an island, but if we whiff on a land for like several turns, we could just lose. I mean, we could still just lose with 2 Arms of Adar. I could get rid of 1 arms, but I kind of like having the second because 1 doesn't always do it. I think I'm going to get rid of the Modern Age and just hope that these can get us there. Go for black. We're on the play, so that can help. I don't know. Maybe that's foolish. Obviously, playing the Modern Age on 2 is nice here. But then if we get rid of an Arms of Adar, I don't know. And if we knew there was another island, we certainly would have gotten rid of a land. There's a Timberwatch Elf, which makes the Arms of Adar plan a little worse. This is why even just an Arms of Adar is not the best game plan, and it's pretty slow against elves. We get a Thraben Charm. We have no creatures with which to kill the Timberwatch, so that does not help. They have a Mystic, another Mystic, swing for 1. I mean, if we're lucky, they would pump just to get in for some damage, but I don't expect them to do that. Well, here we can Arms of Adar them to kill all 3 of their Mystics, which is not bad, but they can Timberwatch to keep their own Timberwatch alive. I mean, if I can do that again and then get like a creature, and maybe the Timberwatch only has 2 toughness, then I can like kill it with a Thraben Charm, we might be okay, but we will see here. Lead the Stampede, hits 3 creatures, nothing too terrifying. They're gonna pass. We get a Basilisk Gate, play a tap land. Drawing all these lands, it especially would have been nice to have a Modern Age. I think that may have been a mistake to not keep over an island. But again, I still think it would have been risky if we had done that. Play Llanowar, Elvish Mystic, pass. We are drawing just lands. So I could Arms here to wipe 2 of these away, which I don't like, but I guess I probably should to keep a Generous from coming down, because that's going to kill us. So we're going to keep the Timberwatch Elf alive again, play Aquarian Ranger, pump the Timberwatch to itself. They're going to attack with it. They attack for 3. I mean, they can untap it with Aquarian Ranger. Still gives us a window to kill it if they try to do that, but we'll play a Cat and a Basilisk Gate and just pass the turn. Another Timberwatch Elf. Swing with the Quarian Ranger. I think I'm happy to make that trade. No, because they tap to give this buff. If I try to kill this in response, then they just untap it, so I guess probably not. I mean, I'd be happy with the actual trade, but it's not what's going to happen. Untap the Quarian Ranger. Forest here. Pass. Another Thraben Charm. So I could try to kill, like, a Timberwatch Elf, and then they try to tap it, and then I try to kill it again, and then they untap it, and that doesn't really end up working out. I guess we'll buff this. We've pretty much lost it. We drew way too many lands, and Timberwatch Elf is just too good. If one of these was a cast down, which is why we're playing black in the first place, maybe we'd be okay. And now they're going to have 2 Timberwatch Elves available, which I just can't really do anything about unless they decide to tap this guy at the end step for no reason. Attack for 1. They're going to pump it once. Feeling pretty comfortable. Untap the Ranger to itself. Saga Wild. So they've expended 2 uses of this. So I could Thraben Charm this Timberwatch. They try to keep it alive, and I could kill the other one. So I could use 2 of these to kill 1 Timberwatch. That does not seem worthwhile. Prismatic Strands. Alright, we're just going to go to the next game. This one's going to take forever, and it's not looking good. Alright, last round here. 1 lander is not going to be cutting it. We'll keep this one. Get rid of the Duress, I think. More mono red, it looks to be. Citadel Gate, we'll do it on black. Rally at the Hornburg. Swing for 3. Squadron Hawk. We'll play that and search up 3 of these guys. Like I said before when we played against Rally, I think I'm going to just discard 1 so that, because everything else is a little more relevant. We're not going to have the most time to brainstorm and like pull them both out and get all the value out of it. We can do it with 1 guy if we want. Another Percussionist and another Percussionist. Trade for a Soldier here. Duress. Well, I think I'm just doing Modern Age and Sacred Cat. I would play 2 of these creatures if I could, but I cannot. No second white mana, and Duress frankly is fighting for that same mana and just doesn't seem like the best thing ever, so play this guy. We're not going to attack with the Human Soldier. Interesting. I mean, I would have blocked the Soldier, but obviously I'll block here because I'd rather take all that damage. Play a Mountain and Reckless Impulse, hitting Rally and Goblin Bushwhack. I would love a Prismatic Strands off the top. Actually, that doesn't even do quite what I need it to because they're going to have a bunch of red and a bunch of whites creatures. I would still take it, but I think we're getting rid of a Brainstorm here. Gonna cast a Brainstorm. We're gonna take 1,000,000 damage and die. Alright, well, I kind of felt like we were doing all right, and then I realized our record right now is 1-3, and it looks to be bad. I mean, this is not going to be a very good deck against Red Rally. I think that's pretty obvious. And Elves, I feel like we should have done a little better. I could have dug a couple extra cards if I had kept that Modern Age in that game 3. It still feels like you know, if I just needed an extra cast down or something. And here's the thing, we're playing 4 cast down, 4 Thraben Charm, 2 Journeys to Nowhere. The Thraben Charm's okay. Consistently, Thraben Charm has not been a full removal spell, though, because we only have like 10 creatures. So that's a little problematic. I probably need to... I'm used to decks like White Weenie, where Thraben Charm is just always a removal spell. And here, it's not. So the extra ones on the sideboard might be unnecessary. Maybe I just want more creatures. There's a few options, but I don't know. Well, we have... Blue Blast, Negate, Modern Age, some cats. I guess we'll give it a try. So many tap lands obviously hurts this deck a lot against a fast opponent like this. They play Voldarn Epicure, and we get another Blue Blast. Well, I can negate something here. I'll negate pretty much anything we can. Otherwise, I'll just Blue Blast like a Burning Tree Emissary. Maybe I should just Modern Age, but it feels like tapping out turn 2 is pretty rough. Tomb Raider. Well, looks like there might not be a land, or they're baiting us, but either way, I'm going to kill this Tomb Raider while we can. We'll take a damage, and they don't have another land. We get a Beachfront. Here we'll go with the Modern Age, and bin a Sacred Cat. We actually get an island, so I can still hold up a Blue Blast. They're going to Blood Token away a Burning Tree Emissary, and concede. That's how we do it, folks. Ooh, the beautiful triple Basilisk Gate hand. Not going to cut it, unfortunately. We'll keep this one, get rid of a Duress. They have an Epicure. We're going to Citadel Gate on blue. There's a Rally at the Hornburg. Swing for 3. Seagate, we'll play that on black. Pass with the Blue Blast up. They got another Rally. Luckily, I can counter that one. Take 3. Well, I guess we're just going to play a Heap Gate and hold up Prismatic Strands. I can Blue Blast if I really need. Otherwise, I might Strands just to prevent 2 damage, which is not amazing. Tomb Raider. Well, I guess now I can Strands for 3 damage, which we will. We're going to take 2 from the soldiers. Reckless Impulse hits Burning Tree and a Mountain. Another Blue Blast is not terrible. I mean, it's a great card, but I'm not sure it's doing quite what we need it to right now. Would have loved to get like a Outlaw Medic or something. They're just going to swing. Going to blast this Tomb Raider. Take 3. They got a Burning Tree Emissary. Discard a Furnace. And an Epicure. I think we got to top deck a Suffocating Fumes or Arms of Adar anyway, so I think we just let that go. Cycle a Lorien here. Hope for the Arms of Adar off the top. I mean, Squadron Hawk's not bad. It's not quite what we needed. I guess with Strands, it's pretty good, actually. Pull out 3 of these guys. Play another. They just attack with Burning Tree Emissary? That's weird. I guess I'll double block and I'll flashback Strands, because I can still just have blockers for all of these, and I kind of want to hold up Blue Blasts. I could blast the Emissary, but I think I'd rather have Blast in hand than the Strands. They're going to Galvanic Blast a Hawk, so I could counter this and then I eat this. Or I could just kill this and that guy dies. I think I just counter this. I mean, if we do get the Arms of Adar or something, I think I would just let this go, and like, it's not a big deal because I'll just wipe away all their guys, but we don't know we're getting that for sure. There's a Reckless Impulse. Well, that's obviously what I wanted to counter, but Clockwork and a Mountain isn't the worst. I could just hardcast a Lorien Revealed. We have 2, so I think we're going to cycle 1. I think we just play 2 more Hawks. And then next turn, maybe I cast one of these. Let's get a tap land here. Play a Hawk. Another Hawk. And if they get like an End the Festivities or whatever, we just get toasted, but that's fine. If not, we'll just block everything. Bushwhacker is another one I was thinking about. Is pretty good. We can block 4 and go to 3, which is what we're going to do. We draw a cat. So hold up blue, white. Cat's not bad. There's a gate. Okay, so actually I get to play Outlaw Medic. And if I don't die here, I can gate. They do have 2 draws. They draw and then they Blood Token, and I guess they could attack and then Percussionist to try to find a bolt too. So very well might be dead here, but that wasn't it. Doesn't seem to be what's on top either. Let's brainstorm. I mean, they clearly don't have lethal or a way to kill the medic, which is pretty good for us. Fumes is pretty good. So what do we do? Put back this and this. No, wait, we're gonna gate and fumes. No, if I fumes, they could find a bolt before I actually deal damage. So I'm not gonna fumes this turn, but I'm gonna hold up fumes. Yeah, so let's play a gate, pump this, and then swing. And then they take it. So I could just hold up fumes, probably for the best. We'll do that. I could play Modern Age and then unearth the Sacred Cat. That's not bad either. Well, MTGO crashed right as we finished up there, but they did concede. And we got a 2-3 with the deck. Not terrible. We did end up beating Red Rally, which is not bad. And then we beat the mirror match. I mean, they were playing traditional Cawgates. The cast downs felt really good, but I was feeling like we should have had a lot more removal, seeing as we had cast downs in the deck. And it still felt like we were often wanting removal and couldn't really find it. I feel like the deck could maybe use a couple more cantrips, maybe preordains or something like that. There were times where I definitely wanted this to be actual factual counterspell, and I think you got to be conscious of the mana base. Obviously, I made that one mistake with Outlaw Medic, But I think in general, if you are conscious with it, you could probably get away with playing real counter spells. I think I'd maybe go down a Heap Gate though. This might be, 2 might be traditional in normal Esper gates, but seeing as we have 3 colors here, the colorless Basilisk Gate's already pretty rough, but obviously a necessity. Having the Heap Gates, I like having them, but I think I'd rather have more colored mana. So I think cutting one of these for like maybe another Black Dragon Gate, or maybe even another Azorius Guild Gate would be good. And since we are black, I don't know if Journey to Nowhere is even necessary at this point. It felt like it was kind of rough. It's not a bad card in the original deck, but since we're playing black, we could be playing Go for the Throat, which I realize is not a great card either all the time, but it's one that started popping up in some Pestilence lists and honestly hasn't been bad when I've played it. I also think we have the ability to play a board wipe in our main deck with like a Suffocating Fumes, so why wouldn't we? I think I definitely would want to get one of these in here. I know we already have Strands, which kind of does a similar thing, but like not always, and so that we can survive against Red Rally and whatnot, I think it would be necessary. Maybe put the counter spells back in, take out the negates. I still like Dispel just fine. Duress, I never dislike, but I'm not sure it's necessary for it to be a sideboard card. Or a main deck card, rather. Maybe just the black for the cast down and like some Suffocating Fumes is good enough. I almost feel like this is the type of deck that I could go like 2 Fumes on, because you generally will have the surviving the Elves, Red Rally, stuff like that's really important. And as a control deck, you'll probably have the ability to cycle it at some point anyway. And maybe it's just because Affinity isn't as common right now, but I think a lack of Dust to Dust in the sideboard is a bit of a mistake. I feel like a sideboard more like this maybe would be pretty reasonable. Maybe we don't even need both Arms of Hadar if we have 2 Suffocating in the main deck. I think the last thing that I was kind of wanting was just more creatures. Increase the Outlaw Medic count, perhaps. 3 of these, maybe drop a Dispel, something like that. Oh, and we talked about more cantrips. I don't know. There's only so much room for the deck, but I didn't hate it. I do think the Black Splash is interesting and something I might keep trying out. But yeah, just let me know what you thought of it. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you to my supporters, including my monthly $10 and up supporters, Howard Granger, Rafa Rodriguez, JDNPX, Adam Cadmon, Apple Beta Pie, Halkaz, Cody Cowell, and Sty. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.